Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your July reading. Thank you for your patience with it. So, excuse me, I got all choked up like the second that I started the camera. I was fine before. Which is very fitting because of where Mercury is going to be going retrograde for you guys in your communications house and in your house of work. Things will be confusing. I want to say that if you have, okay, apparently we're just going to get right to it. If you have things that you need to try and you want to like clear up when it comes to just really anything, work life or anything in July, I'm going to say hold off, because whatever you say to anybody right now is going to be misunderstood, misconstrued. Mercury goes retrograde on the 7th. We're in the shadow period right now, but it'll be in retrograde until the 31st. And then it goes direct. And yeah, I mean, confusion to say the least. The 7 of Cups could be, and then we have the 4 of Cups, could be with an earth sign, the Queen of Pentacles, or somebody who has heavy earth in their chart. Doesn't have to be an earth sign. But, excuse me. Oh, there we go. I had to release some energy in my neck. If you feel like you're being ignored in July, or people aren't really hearing you right, or things just are like you can't seem to pinpoint what it is that you're trying to say or what somebody else is trying to say, that's actually perfectly normal for this time period. We had that big solar eclipse, so we're also learning some pretty big lessons on releasing and unconditional love, like releasing the ego, removing yourself from the idea of the way things, probably like an old perspective that you were holding on to, and just needing to, you want to be able to start a whole bunch of new things. But these first 3 cards that are out are very telling about how you're feeling. And I think with the eclipses, there's the moon. So we had the solar eclipse on the 2nd, and we'll have the lunar eclipse on the 16th, 17th, depending on where you are in the world. But it's time to get really honest with yourself, first and foremost. This is a reflection. This is introspection and reflection time for you guys. You're such amazing communicators. It's one of the things that I love about Geminis. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that my life is just like I'm surrounded by Gemini energy. And I love Gemini energy. You guys drive me insane sometimes. Being a Virgo, you guys drive me insane sometimes. But you also lift me up in ways that I wouldn't normally, I can be silly around you guys. I can be serious and I can be silly. We can have super serious conversations, or we can like poke at each other and like have that kind of sense of humor that nobody else understands, right? The only like a Mercury ruled person could understand that kind of sense of humor. So I get it, but this is not the time, because the more you poke at somebody, the more you try and play games with somebody, or the more you try and it's just, people are just going to misunderstand you. So, and I'm not saying to not have fun, because it's the summertime in the States. I know on the other side of the world, it's a little chillier than it is here. But, so I'm not saying to not have fun, but at the same time, if there's a misunderstanding, I sort of just want you to walk away. And I want you to figure out what it is that triggered you and possibly what you said to trigger the other. The energy is going to shift. So we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Pentacles. The energy is going to shift for you. But you got to let go. You got to let go of, because I just feel like there's going to be an instance where somebody doesn't understand what you're saying. You kind of, then you like try to overextend yourself or over-explain yourself in some way. And then you're in an argument that you can't let go of. Now, this Four of Pentacles could also mean, I have to sneeze, so that might happen. It's like out of the blue, all of this stuff started happening when I turned the camera on. It was very weird. So the Four of Pentacles could also mean that, I don't know, there's just, it feels like you're holding, if you're in stagnant energy and the energy's trying to shift for you, but you're kind of stagnant right now, you're actually the one that's doing it. The Four of Cups, the Four of Pentacles. It's a very stubborn, yes, I used the word stubborn for you guys because let's be honest. It feels very much, if there were any other month where I would tell you guys to just let it go, whatever it is that you're holding on to, whatever argument you had with somebody, whatever confusing time, you know, if you have a lot of options to do things right now, I want you to get really, like, options when it comes to work opportunities. I want you to get really quiet. Yeah, I know. It's hard for a Gemini to get quiet sometimes, but I want you to. I want you to get really quiet, and I want you to think long and hard about what's going to be the best for you. If this has to do with another person and there's an earth sign involved, I feel like they're taking a time out too, and I don't want you to take offense to that. That's why I'm saying let it go, Gemini. Just let it go. Let's see what this Seven of Cups is. Ah, see? And this is exactly what I'm saying. Like, everything is going to make you question your relationships, the everything that's coming up, all of the words, right? And Mercury retrograde, it's so funny because everybody freaks out about Mercury retrograde. The reason why things go awry during Mercury retrograde is because the planet is, retrograde means the planet is closer to the Earth. So the energy is stronger. That's why technical things go crazy. That's why it's communication is kind of like fluffy, you know, like you can't really get it out. The Lovers, and this is you, right? This is you. You are literally so confused. Like you cannot pinpoint why you can't think straight, why you can't communicate what you're trying to communicate. The Lovers represents you. And that's just because there's a little, you're out of balance. And it's really funny, like right before I started the video, I had to, like I was rearranging everything. It's very funny. Oh, I have to sneeze again. Whoever it is that's sneezing out there, while you're watching this video, you've given it to me. The Four of Cups. I feel like the Four of Cups is saying for you to just like pull yourself back, get quiet. You know, this, yeah, because you're actually being supported. And I was going to say this energy, this eclipse energy, I got to do it this way because it's hard to pick up these cards off of my table. So we're rearranging. This eclipse energy is really pushing us to start some new things in our life, but you have to make room for these new things. And all of this stuff that you're super confused by, all of this stuff that you can't really put your finger on and figure out, you know, what the hell am I supposed to do with this, right? Those are the things that we're trying to get rid of. Those are the things that we're trying to release. So with Judgment on this Four of Cups, I don't want you to, if you got to take a time out, you got to take a time out. And know that you're still being supported, whether you're taking a time out or not. Now, if this has to do with your relationship, with an earth sign, there's also this sense of you just wanting to kind of be left alone. It may be that the earth sign wants to be left alone, especially if it's a Virgo. They're trying to figure some things out as well. Let's see what this Queen of Pentacles is, whether it's you. I feel like you're just trying to get grounded. I feel like you're trying to stay super grounded within yourself. Queen of Pentacles. Deep breaths. We've been having to do deep breaths with everybody. Yeah, there's some kind of karmic balance that you're trying to retain in July. And maybe not even a karmic balance. This could be a Libra energy also. But with Justice here, I just feel like more than anything, you just kind of, you're at this point in your existence where you're like, you know what? I just need to be left alone for a while so I can get grounded. I need to get back to who I am. I need to get back to good. That kind of energy feels very real right now, you know? And it's okay to be like that. Now, if you are dealing with an earth sign where you're trying to get balance with them, I'm not sure that July is the month where you're going to be able to solve all the problems. Because you guys are very good at being able to solve all the problems. I feel like July is going to be a good month for you to read a really good book and hang out at the coffee shop or hang out by the pool or go for a hike or go camping. Like, allow yourself to do things that fill your soul up. I feel like this moon energy, yeah, because I don't think that things are going to be quite clear when it comes to the relationship status. Again, communication is going to be really, really off right now. And it's going to be everywhere. It'll be at work. I mean, July might be a really good time for you to take a vacation too. I'm not telling you to stop your life. I never tell people during Mercury retrograde to stop doing what they do every day. Like, this is not, I don't say, you know, change your entire life just because of a planetary transit. I'm not that kind of reader. I'm not that kind of astrologer. I'm the person that's going to tell you to get introspective. Like, keep doing your everyday thing, but make sure you're being honest with yourself, because this confusing time, this Mercury retrograde, can also make you question yourself. See? Questioning of yourself, not just relationships, but yourself too. The Two of Cups on the moon. I feel like there's a decision that you really, really, really want to make. And it's kind of driving you crazy that you're so confused by needing to make this decision. Or you're not entirely sure. Yeah, see, the energy is so stuck. And I think that the energy is stuck. The reason why you can't make these decisions and the reason why the energy is so stuck is because you're holding on to a particular idea of how it's supposed to go. Like, everything is supposed to look like this. Everything is supposed to, you know, be really open. But we have the Hanged Man on the Wheel of Fortune. The thing to remember the most about all of this is this too shall pass. I know that's really cliche. I know it's really annoying to hear things like that. But that Hanged Man, like I said, you know, when I was first going through these cards, the initial cards, I feel like this Wheel of Fortune, it's almost as if something has been stuck in it, so it can't turn right now. And I think it's actually you holding on to a particular way of doing things or a particular idea of the way you want things to go. If this has to do with a relationship or if it has to do with money, I don't feel like July is the month for you to try and figure it out. I feel like maybe this is because the Four of Pentacles, if he doesn't release one of those pentacles, this is all about holding on too tightly to everything that we currently have. And the universe, which Judgment up here on the Four of Cups is trying to tell you you're being taken care of. But if you continue to hold too tightly to what you think that you need or what you think that, you know, what you currently have, that energy can't flow. You're not making any room for the universe to work in your life. So let's see what this Four of Pentacles is. Yeah. You're working really, really hard. You can do better. You're working really, really hard for mediocre right now. And I'm not trying to trigger anybody. I mean, part of my job is to trigger people, I guess. But I feel like you can do better. I feel like when it comes to work, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to, it's almost like you've gotten yourself stuck in a daily grind or stuck in a situation that you don't feel like you can get out of. This is something that, or you've gotten yourself stuck into a situation. Yeah, there's some kind of situation you feel like, and it's become, oh, there's another Four. I mean, stubborn. The funny thing is you're aware. So we have the Page of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. You're tired of fighting for things that don't make you feel really, really good. I just feel like July is a time of rest for you guys because this eclipse energy is trying to give you an opportunity to grow and to expand. But if you're not willing to do it, if you're not willing to take a step back and look at everything in a really big way, Four of Swords is kind of like the minor arcana of the Hanged Man. It's cutting ties with the idea of the way you think things are supposed to go and looking at them in a different way while healing at the same time. So there's this, you've got to rest. There's this, you've been working way too hard. And you're working really, really hard at something that's not feeding your soul. And to be quite honest, you know what you want and you're trying to manifest what you want. Six of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, and the Magician. It's like you have this idea in your head of how you want things to go and what you really want things to look like. However, with the Two of Swords here, I feel like every time you look at things and you want to manifest something, it's like you plant the seed and then you expect it to be there like that. I mean, yes, you can be a master manifester, but if you're not in the right vibration, you're not going to be able to manifest that stuff. And this confusing thought process that you're in right now is not like, you're not going to be able to manifest anything in this energy. Not the energy that's on the table right now. I mean, yes, you can manifest things, but it's not going to come into fruition right away. Why? Because you're blocking it. because there are things that you refuse to let go of in your life, whether that's material, whether that's people, whether it's a job, whether it's, you know, when you start to open yourself up and you say, I'm an open vessel to receive, you really have to mean that. And the more you allow yourself to open yourself up, but there's this thing that you're holding on to. It could be a belief system. It could be a way of living. It could be, I have to have this certain job or be in this certain lifestyle, yada, yada, yada. But the more ideas you get, so we have the Two of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and then the Three of Swords. And the Two of Swords plus the Ace of Swords equals the Three of Swords. Remember when we talked about having something in your life and holding on to it so tightly that you kill it? Because you get really, really excited. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have this. And then you sabotage yourself. I love that I'm seeing the Six of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Magician over here. I love this for you guys. I really do. Because the Magician is Gemini. It is Mercury. It's ruled by Mercury. Thank you very much. Tongue-tied. But here's the thing. It's like you get to this stage and you start to manifest the thing that you want. And then you're like, okay, now I'm going to hold on to it really, really tightly and close my eyes and just wish and wish and wish and wish and wish. And I'm not going to let anything else in. I'm not going to say to the universe, make room for all the things that are good for me in my life. I'm just going to wish for this one thing or manifest this one thing and hold on to it. And once you do that and you realize, oh shit, there was more to that whole manifestation process than I was letting it in, that's when the Three of Swords happens and the heartbreak. So what I want for you guys in July, I want for you to look at the big picture in a way where you're allowing yourself to be open to all possibilities. And because I don't want you to get your mind set on one particular person and then hold on to it so tightly that you kill it. I don't want you to get your mind set on one particular outcome for a job or a business or something like that. And then you hold on to it so tightly that you suffocate it and it ends up falling to pieces. I don't want that for you. In July, I want you guys to realize all the things that you've worked really, really hard for and have some introspection. Okay? I love you, Geminis, so much. Please take very good care of yourselves in July. If you have not watched yet, I do daily readings now. I'm doing as many daily readings as I can as the week will allow me to. And so check those out. I talk about the energy. I talk about what's going on in the skies for that day. And we do a card reading. Also, all of my events that are coming up. I will be in St. Louis on July 13th, which is next weekend. I will be in Chicago on August 3rd, LA and San Francisco the weekend of the 23rd and 24th, and I'll be in Portland the weekend of August 30th, which is my birthday. So have a wonderful July. I hope to see you guys while I'm out traveling. That information is on my website. In the description box below, you'll see all of it. I am also taking personal readings during this time. So yeah, if you need to chat, get a reading, and we'll schedule it. I love you guys so much. Bye.